Jonas Brothers, it's a new track, Who's in Your Head, right here on 987, Singapore's #1 hit music station. To be honest, sometimes what's in my head are Steve Cha's bad jokes
Yeah.
that are so good, I can't deny it.
We must say, Dad is back on the show.
Cringeworthy.
Hello, Steve.
Hey guys, oh my gosh, my reputation precedes me these days. I don't know whether it's. I don't know how to take that, man.
It's a
For
good
sure.
thing. It's a good thing.
You know, every time you post something on Instagram, I'm like, okay, wait, I know this is a photo, but let me look at the caption as well. Because I know there's a punchline there.
Because I'm an uncle, you see. So when I post stuff, I don't randomly post. I actually think about it. I'm like, how do I make this interesting? So I make a lot of effort to.
Yes, we
yes.
notice the effort, yes. It doesn't go to waste.
I'm pretty sure that's me in 2 years, Sonia.
I'll give it 1 year. You're
Stop it.
almost there.
Anyway, the reason why Steve is here with us today on 987 and the Shock Circuit is to tell us more about using the VTL to Germany. Now, Steve, I know you are a presenter. It was for work. But when you stepped into Changi Airport, when you actually cleared immigration, was there like this sense of excitement for you, buddy?
Shook, man. That's all I can say. It was quite shook. It's the little things in life, right? And so for so many of us, we haven't traveled for so long. Going into the airport, checking in, going beyond, the immigration and walking behind. I was like, wow, hey, this is quite nice, man. So yes, I gotta admit, it was a good feeling.
You know, obviously, it's been a while since we've had to like pack our luggage and stuff to prepare for a trip. You were there for about 1 week thereabouts, right?
Yeah.
Were you sort of like, oh man, like this whole packing thing is kind of new to me again? Like, what do I do?
Okay, to be honest, when I travel, I'm quite an easy packer. But this time because we were sort of we only had a crew meeting us when we arrived in Munich. So on the flight there and back, we had to film everything on our own. So in a way, we had to pack a lot of equipment, my phone, my extra mics, batteries, all that kind of stuff. So we were more concerned about that, and I guess also not quite sure what to expect on the plane, on the ground, here and there. So it was, that bit was kind of a bit exciting, but a bit unnerving at the same time.
How professional were our stewards, stewardess, and captains on board the plane for you, Stephen?
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. First of all, because these days when you fly, there's hardly anyone else, right? So you kind of have the whole plane to yourself. So I think there were as many of us in economy class as there were in business class. So but the staff were great. I mean, they took good care of us. They were cleaning the place regularly. So I actually felt pretty safe being on the plane. The only thing I did change was to an N95 mask because I figured we're in a confined space, But since there were so few passengers as well, and the fact that they were going around cleaning stuff and taking care of things, actually, I felt really safe traveling, So it was nice to be on the plane, to look out the window, and to be on my way to Germany. Yeah.
So the moment you landed, what was the whole vibe like, or the atmosphere like? And having not been traveling for some time, obviously, a lot of Singaporeans are excited to go to Germany. What was it like? Maybe you can describe it to us.
I mean, arriving in the airport in Munich as well, it was also pretty empty over there. Not much happening. I mean, they do have a lot more travelers because they're open within Europe, right? But it was a bit surreal. And the first thing I received was this, actually. So,
oh, so cute! I like how he had it on standby. He was already intending to bring it out.
I mean, we had arranged with the airport over there to film in the airport, so they had their staff come, and then he did the whole, arrive, and instead of, and then he put this around my neck,
I love
So for
it.
filming purposes, I took it off, but
It's cute.
but yeah, they were
cute.
so they showed us around the airport, and we did the whole procedure of going through. And what is amazing though is when you walk in there and you go through the immigration and customs and get your bags and all that, it's as if there's no pandemic there, because besides the fact that everyone is wearing a mask, you don't have to do any extra PCR tests. There are no other extra checks. First of all, because you have to be vaccinated to travel. So on that assumption, they kind of just let you into the country. And also because Germany and Singapore have that agreement.
So before you leave Singapore, must you do a PCR test? Just walk us through it again in case we're not too sure about how the VTL works.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking me. So the VTL is actually for Germany to Singapore. From Singapore to Germany, there's nothing. Germany has said we welcome Singaporean people coming from Singapore. We are, I think, on their sort of green list,
Mm.
So the VTL is only for flights coming back from Germany where there are specific flights and you have to be vaccinated to be on those flights. I took a PCR test before flying, but that's only because the insurance I took required that. There are some insurance policies that don't require that. So the only other tests you take are when you come back. So one before I fly back, one more when I arrive in Changi Airport, one more on day 3, and one more on day 7. So you got to take 4 PCR tests in total.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
Right.
I mean, I know a lot
Yeah,
of people are trying to
right.
plan their travels and stuff, but can I just ask, when you were over in Germany, like, did they have similar things like your trace togethers and your check-in and temperature checks? Did they? Did they?
Yeah. So they do have similar things. I mean, they have
Mm.
safe management measures. They don't call them SMN as we do. They don't put everything in acronyms as we do. but but they do have measures in place. They do have limits on the numbers that can go into a museum, for example, into a restaurant. There is distancing. But the great news is you don't have to wear a mask when you're outside. So I can roam the streets without a mask on. I can eat in an outdoor cafe without a mask on. I can eat with the 2 of you, or I can eat with 10 other people. There is no limit on the
Oh.
numbers that can dine together.
I know. So, what's the sentiment in Germany about that particular ruling? Because a few days ago, I was reading a Workers' Party MP, James Lim's post about that one, maybe hopefully happening here in Singapore. And the comments section, some were for, some were against. What were the
Yeah.
Germans like over this?
We can't, it's not apple for apple. I mean, to be fair, Singapore is much smaller physically. So in Germany, obviously, we all have a lot more space. There are a lot more outdoor areas. So you don't have to be crowded together. But I think in general, the experts we spoke to say that being outdoors, they feel it's safe enough. It's for the virus to not transmit easily that way. The moment you go into a building, let's say even if you're sitting in the outdoor cafe, if you want to go in and use the toilet, you still have to wear a mask. So it's only in the confined spaces where they feel it spreads more easily.
Okay.
I mean, I hope in
Okay.
Singapore we also can take off the mask, but yeah, I think it just depends on where we are and how we do it. You see, so that's the danger.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how to control my facial muscles already after a while. Am I laughing or
What?
crying like behind?
Yeah.
Is that
But
the
I
face
mean,
you're making now? Yeah.
Exactly, with the mask on. But I mean, obviously, with tons of people looking forward to this episode in particular, because I'm sure that there are a lot of commonly asked questions that will be addressed. What else can we expect in this episode that
Yeah.
might alleviate some concerns? Maybe you can share with us.
I mean, tonight we'll kind of take you through the whole process of what's involved if you want to go. I mean, essentially, we asked that question: is it worth my time, effort, and money
Yes.
to go on a holiday during a pandemic? So we put in some of the things that all the frequently asked questions, and I will show you some of the sites, some of the things that we can do. I mean, it was a crazy busy trip. It looks like I was there at that place, but I was actually, and I was there, but only for like 20 minutes to film that one thing, and then I go off to another place. So. But I think we will take people through the whole experience, and you see what's involved, and then you can make a decision for yourself. Of course, there was also you saw that I discovered they have this thing
yes.
called the bretzel.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Yeah.
it's made of bread, but it's shaped like pretzel. Supposedly because in the past the monks were. This is sort of similar to the way they prayed with their sort of arms folded. So that's how it came about. Yeah, but I guess it's whether you want to be naughty or nice, and sometimes they're a bit needy. It all depends on how you look at it, lah. Yeah.
I feel like he came up with that name, no, the bretzel. It sounds like
no.
something Steve would have come up with, but
I'm sure it's called the
This is
bretzel over
legit.
there in German. Yeah.
This is legit.
I like how he has one right here,
Yeah.
right now, like just
Steve,
for show and tell.
Very, very quick question. We saw that you went for an ice hockey game. Being a footballing fan, do you go for a Bundesliga game or anything like that?
To be honest, I'm not really a football fan, so no. And there weren't really any games happening. But the closest I did get, I did see the training compound for Bayern Munich. So
Okay.
we were on the outside. There was nobody there. There was no training, but I smelled the
were-
grass, and
yeah,
it
breathing the
smelled
air.
like regular grass. Yeah.
Oh. I thought he was going to say it smells like the grass of winners
Oh
or something.
my
I don't know.
goodness. There we go.
Oh boy.
But
Anyway, anything
I
else?
did see. I did visit one of the areas in the suburbs where a lot of these footballers live. So there's some pretty nice homes down there, and pretty nice
I'm
food.
sure. I'm sure.
Sweet. I'm sure you
But
managed to slip in a couple of beers as well and snacks along the way too. No,
what are
not
you
at
talking
all.
about? Of course.
Not at all. It was purely work. It was purely work.
I'm sure
That's
because
purely right.
Germany, right? Don't drink the beer over there.
Don't
yeah.
lie. Don't just drink water. I
Yeah,
think that's the
correct,
best
correct. Yeah,
option.
yeah.
Okay.
And of course, we talk about Oktoberfest too. So watch the show and we will tell you all about that too.
Ooh,
Nice.
I am excited. Okay. Well, make sure you furnish us with more details and our listeners as well to expect tonight.
I will. Okay, it's happening tomorrow night, Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. on Channel 5. Of course, it'll go online as well on MeWatch and on YouTube. Just if you're thinking of making a trip to Germany and if you find out it's worth your time, effort, and money, then tune in. We'll have all the details for you. If not, just for looking at the plane food, because some people were very excited to see what I was eating on the plane on the flight there. But as you would know, I mean, plane food is generally quite plain. I don't think it's
Oh
gonna
no.
fly off the shelves.
Wow,
No.
that was a
He
two-in-one.
slipped it in right
That was a
there.
two-in-one.
Oh my gosh.
Steve, thank you so much for spending time with us here on the Shock Circuit. And I think this is the very first interview, given the obvious topic, Sonia.
Yeah.
He didn't tease us by saying, you gotta watch the show to find out. He didn't say it today.
He didn't say it, but
You would have won that bet.
I think he might be waiting for the last minute to do that.
Maybe,
actually, so.
maybe. I
Come
don't
on,
know.
Steve. We have a bet here. You gotta get it out right now.
You guys are all grown up now, so I won't tease you anymore.
Oh man, he truly is a dad. Okay, well, make sure you catch it tomorrow. Don't miss out. Follow Steve on socials as well. He's hilarious.
Yes, he
And
is.
such a blast. Thanks, Steve, for joining us once again.
Thanks,
we always have so
guys.
much fun with you. Catch up again next time, okay?
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Take care, Steve. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks
Always
so much.
a fun time.